I want you to get together.
Hello everyone, how are we all doing? I have a bit of a random rumination for you guys today, and it came off the back of a random Telegram comment. I think my moderator MK Ryan may have posted this one, but it was a link to a TikTok. Was it a TikTok or an Instagram reel? Either way, same thing, doesn't matter, but it was a link to a woman who was sharing just how controlled the comment sections are on social media. And her example, if you haven't seen this already, I'll bring a picture up on the screen so you can go and find the video for yourself. But the example she gave was of some woman complaining about, I can't remember the specifics, but basically she was upset that a guy was late or something like that, and she was posting a video every half an hour how late this person was being for a date or something like that. And she was saying she watched this video of this woman complaining about this guy being late and went to the comment section, and it was full of women talking about how that man is useless, she needs to leave him, he needs to respect her time more, all that type of thing. Men are terrible, men are useless, men are awful, you deserve to be treated better than this. And that was pretty much all the comments she saw. There was nothing else there. She was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and all she kept seeing were more of these man-bashing, women empowerment affirming comments. Okay. Which is one thing. And she said in the video, she sent the video to her own partner, her own boyfriend. And he went to his comment section on the exact same video, and all that was there for him, after scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, were comments from men saying how she was being irresponsible, selfish, not respecting his time, not understanding that something may have happened to him or that an accident may have happened, judging far too soon, and basically just bashing the women from an anti-woman male perspective, just like the other comment sections was bashing men from an anti-male, feminist, hyper-feminist perspective, And this woman who's making this TikTok showing this is like shocked. She's like, I can't believe just how drastic this is. They are controlling our comment sections thoroughly. She's like, I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled, and I couldn't even find the comments that he saw on his version of the video. Exact same video, completely different comment section for male and female, and that's the only real difference, male and female. And they were tailoring the comments to purposefully stoke division. It seems like that was by that comparison, that seems to be the only conclusion you can come to, isn't it? So go and watch that TikTok if you haven't. I'll try to find a link or something down below and leave it in the description. But you can probably find it if you search hard enough, or just Google some words surrounding this concept. Video shows different comments on TikTok video for male and female. Type that in, I'm sure it'll come up. But I don't know if the girl who made this video is a conspiracy theorist exactly, or if she makes conspiracy content. I doubt it, probably not, But she was just pointing something out that was like obviously a problem. Obviously this proves that social media is literally a weapon. It's a weapon that is used to purposefully destroy relationships and weaken the fabric of society and cohesion. It's quite literally being used to separate male and female and make them hate each other. And that's on one level. That's just on one social level that we can see through observation there in that video, that social media is being used as a weapon against us. That is not talking about, political stuff, people's reactions to major global events, world events, should I say. It's not involving anything else. Every time an election comes around, different opinions on different things, turning everybody against each other, I imagine, is basically how social media works. And I assume the algorithm and the AI is involved in all of this. And its job is basically to keep you locked into some kind of like your own personal echo chamber, to reaffirm your own degrading beliefs, I suppose, or something like that. Because it's kind of, it must be playing on human nature here, and the worst aspects of human nature, you know, jealousy, envy, pride, anger, rage, bitterness, you know, all those type of horrible personal undercurrents that every human being sadly has to deal with, and some have a better grasp over than others, you know, and some people have more control over the basic instinctual hates and just all the bad stuff, you know. And clearly the AI algorithm is playing on this in some way, and it's trying to amplify it through the comment sections of social media. And it's not even just the comments, the videos you will get shown are probably doing the exact same thing as well. It's like they're not showing you anything to bring you up and uplift you. Everything that it shows you is designed to bring you down and to fuel one of these terrible personality traits. You know, and narcissism, I imagine, is another one of those things it's always trying to fuel as well. And you have to wonder, it's kind of, this isn't like China's doing this to us or something like that. And it's not like a country that's doing this to us. Although I know many people would try and pin it that way. And in many ways, I do think maybe that's what the mainstream media is trying to scapegoat a country like China as the one that's trying to destroy the West, you know, and with these apps that do nothing but bring us down and data mine all of our precious data, you know. And it's kind of, I don't think so. I think they're just the fall guys, because people were inevitably going to find out just how controlled they were going to be by this app, you know, and by this style of social media. So it's convenient to pin it on your nation's enemies abroad. You know? But the truth is, this has been by design for a long time. I mean, if you want to involve things like the Tavistock Institute, the culture builders, you know, the ones who have literally written the scripts for our entire culture, the ones who have an agenda at play here and have been mastering brainwashing, mind-controlling techniques for decades upon decades now, you know. This is the natural conclusion to all their work. This is the type of thing you're going to start to see. This is how the narrative that they want us to follow is maintained, and this is how they get people to go along with it. It's by influencing your opinion through what today is called social media. In the past, you know, it would have been newspapers, it would have been radio broadcasts or TV programming. You know, they had the means then to do the same thing, but now they've mastered this online social platform, the idea of social networking. They've really latched onto this, and this is a new form of opinion control, you know. And it really is about separation, destruction of cohesion within relationships between not only society, but of each other and of factions within society, but also of individual personal relationship levels, such as just simple as your wife or your children or your husband, you know, or your brothers or sisters or parents. Well, these social media comment controls are turning you against one another. And we have to be careful, don't we? We have to be wary about it. And it's sad, isn't it? Because the sad thing is, you can't really easily exist in this world anymore without in some way being connected to the internet and social media. You kind of end up losing touch and forgotten, and as a result, you in a real tangible sense, you may not get hired for jobs. You may then end up starving and losing your home and everything. You may not be, the opportunities that come along that you kind of need to survive in this world are missed for you because you're not on the platforms necessary to get those opportunities. And for older generations who already have established their wealth and their positionings, it may not matter, but for younger generations, it is 100% a necessity to be on these social media platforms for networking purposes. And the whole entertainment side of things, you know, where they're controlling public opinion through these trivial, petty, stupid things like my man didn't turn up to take me on a date on time. Well, that's how they kind of slip them in between all the important stuff, But this idea that they've been controlling us using technology and TV programming, let's say, it's very old. It's very old. We know as conspiracy theorists, they've been doing this for a century at least now, since the advent of television and broadcasting. They have been doing this for a long time. This is magic. This is the magic I was talking about, and I've talked about many times. Using words, signs, and symbols to influence and manipulate opinions of individuals and groups. That is magic. That's what the true practice of being a magician involves. It involves manipulating and influencing others without ever having to touch them. That's truly magic, And it's by using signs and symbols, which is words, music, art, and social media. That's another tool they have under their belt, And we need to be careful. You need to learn how to not be influenced by the comment sections of social media. Okay, and even on YouTube, I see YouTube playing with comments. Okay, and I don't think it's as bad as these quick snippet, quick video platforms like TikTok or Instagram Reels. I think it's because it's long form content on YouTube. I think it's harder to sway public opinion necessarily, but I have seen that even on a platform like YouTube, and this is not a surprise for anybody, they do kind of withhold comments and time release them when it suits them. So just because you leave a comment doesn't mean it'll instantly appear for me to see or for anybody else to see. YouTube seems to like to hold on to comments for a little while sometimes, and then eventually release it so it's public. And they do this, I think, because you must have said a key word or something in your comment which they're saying okay, we don't want people to see this while the video's still popular and live and fresh. We'll release it when the video's only getting 10 views in a week's time or something like that, when the hype's over, so then no one will see this type of comment or get influenced by it. It seems like that's the kind of game they're playing. Sometimes they'll outright just remove comments. I have seen that happen a couple of times, and people have told me, and they'll withhold them because you put a link in it. You can't put links in comments on YouTube. They'll never turn up if you do that. I don't know what it is or why exactly. It's probably an anti-spam measure more than anything. But sometimes if they deem a comment to be suspect or offensive, they'll withhold it, and then eventually it'll turn up in my little backscene inbox for me to approve or not. Sometimes it may never turn up, But I have seen comments being kind of controlled, even on a platform like YouTube, in these weird, subtle ways. So when it comes to social media and these platforms like TikTok and Instagram, I don't know. I'm not really in that game, but clearly something's happening. Maybe on Twitter as well, or X as it is now. I assume they're probably doing something there too. I don't know, but it's Orwellian in nature, isn't it? Such a cliche to say that now. But it truly is. And yeah, I made a video a long time ago, maybe in 2014. God, I'm showing my age there now when I think about it. But, in 2014, I remember making a video. I think it was called "Your Smart TV is Listening to You," and it was, even then I was kind of pointing out how I could just think about something, and I would get an advert for it. It's bizarre. I don't remember ever mentioning the word or anything like that, or saying anything, but somehow I'm getting tailored adverts to me about very specific things I have only just mentioned or talked about. And it's kind of clearly my smart devices are listening to me without me realizing it, hearing keywords and throwing targeted advertisements at me. That's clearly what's happening, and it's not even subtle, And like I said, it's got so far now where you literally feel like you've just thought about something, and the phone knows, And that's really scary and really strange, isn't it? I mean, when you actually genuinely think about it as well, like, I'm not even fully sure I understand what the internet even is when you consider it. Okay, I think I remember seeing this meme or this photo of a guy said, I've just seen this wire which is supposedly the internet, and it shows like just a copper wire and gets hooked up to his house. It's like, and as soon as I saw this, I realised I haven't got a clue what the internet even is. And what even is it? That's all this power and this information behind it stored in odd places and connectivity, and it's kind of, it's bizarre, isn't it? It's a very complex, powerful thing. It's kind of in the ether, it's wireless. It's kind of, what is really connecting us here? What is the true power behind all this? And maybe I'm getting a bit out there and a bit wild in my speculations now, but that's what we do as conspiracy theorists, and I do have to wonder sometimes, maybe, if the internet is not some marvel of ones and zeros created by man, but what if perhaps it is a power given to us and controlled and supported and maintained through spiritual means, What if the prince of the power of the air is the one that gave us this? And they really are reading our thoughts and then sending us, targeted ads. But there's a lot to be said in Christian lore about whether or not the devil can read our minds. Probably not. But I do know God can know our hearts, and he truly knows what we're thinking and what we want and what we truly desire. And I think it might be giving Satan a little bit too much credit to say he can read our minds too. But that isn't to say humanity working on behalf of the devil is not trying their best to figure it out and crack the code of reading our minds, I think that what they can do is they can predict pattern behavior so accurately now. It's as though they're reading our minds. Like, they can see patterns in individuals' behaviors, and they can kind of predict what's going to get, what's coming next, what you're going to want next. I know Amazon do this. If you didn't know, I believe Amazon track everything, your cookies, and your search algorithm and engines and whatever you've bought as well, and even your movements, I assume. And they'll know that you're probably going to buy something specific to your specific reason. So, for example, I'm moving house right now. And I'm sure my smart device has probably heard me say this in the past, or has checked my search history on Google and seen that I've searched for specific things that are necessary when moving house. Whatever that is. Boxes, pulleys, sellotape, masking tape, things like that, bubble wrap, whatever it is. And then I believe Amazon predicts what you're likely going to buy next because you'll need it. And as a result, it'll send products closer to you, to the distribution centers, closer to your region and where you're from, in preparation to ship it out to you. Because it knows you're going to buy it in like 3 days' time. It's true Minority Report stuff, But the sad thing is the technology is not utilised to catch criminals, but it's utilised to sell crap to us. And there's something funny about that, isn't there? There's something like ironic about all of that. But then you have to wonder to what level behind the scenes, military-wise and governmental-wise and secret society-wise, have they utilised this predictive technology against us? You have to wonder. I know some people have predicted that AI already is in control of everything. It took control a long time ago, and we are now only just seeing glimpses of its infant form. But the truth is, it's fully grown and already in control. But it's introducing itself slowly in small ways now, so we'll accept it more readily when it reveals how truly in control it is. I've heard that conspiracy theory banded around in the comment sections of my home videos, and that's interesting. It's an interesting thought, isn't it? And all these thoughts of my own just simply came from that video of this girl being shocked that the comments she gets are not the same that the comments her boyfriend gets on the same video. And it's basic stuff for us, It's like, yeah, you're surprised by that. You shouldn't be surprised. Oh no, we have enemies out there. We have people working against us en masse through secret societies who quite literally are in the game of controlling our thoughts and actions. and they have an agenda and they have a plan. You know, if you want to find out what those agendas and plans are, go and check out some of my other videos. I talk about it all the time in great detail. But yeah, guys, share in the comment section some of your spooky encounters with technology and comments and things like this. Have you had any odd encounters with bots or AI algorithm controlled commenters, or have you noticed your own echo chamber comment sections and any do you have your own tales of this type of control? If you do, leave a comment in the box down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, guys, make sure to check out the Patreon. I'll be back soon with lots more videos. I'm going to start getting more people on the channel to talk with again. Like I said, I'm just at the end of moving out of my old house. I've literally just pulled up to the old one now to finish off a few extra touch-ups before I hand the keys back to the landlord. But I should be ready and available to start doing live shows and getting guests on again into the next month, so that's good as well. And also I'll be able to sit down and finish off editing the book as well and getting that out to publish probably in a few weeks, if not a month's time now. I'm a little bit set back, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, check out the Patreon if you haven't already, and I'll be back soon with more videos. Thanks for listening, and as always, God bless.
I want you to get together.